Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Adam, this is Southend Guy Paranormal, as you know and love, on a Monday again. I'm getting quite good at this. You never know. I might actually get a bit more organised for the first time in ages. Stranger things have happened. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying another bank holiday weekend. No thanks to the coronation or whatever it was. The last 2 years have been an awakening effect for me, as we know, to a lot of things, including the royal family. Not a great fan. I like the idea of a monarchy, don't get me wrong, because it takes out having an elected president. And if you look around the world, the presidents for other countries, they don't cover themselves in glory, generally. I would say it would be a little different here. If we took away the monarchy, who would we have running for presidency? Blair? My God, could you imagine that? If that's what he's always fancied. So, it's an odd thing. Now, I would say it's more like I'm not a fan of the Windsors, given the stuff that's been coming to light over the last couple of years. It'll be a discussion for another day, and there's other channels that have covered that a lot more in depth. But if you go through the history, our history, we've had monarchs. Some have been good, some have been bad. And I think another reason why I'm like what I am with the royal family is probably because my lineage has got a bit of a history there, standing up to the monarchy. I mean, as we know, John Ball, which I do need to get back on at some point, another thing to do, along with what I found out more recently, because I want to go up the Isle of Ely. That hasn't happened, but I do intend to get up there. We'll try and get it done this month, hopefully, if the weather's okay. But when I've done my lineage, I trace us back to the Isle of Ely, which is Cambridgeshire. As you know, I have a Norse name. That's how I know my Viking heritage. But the dots added up, because I say the furthest I trace us back was Isle of Ely in Cambridge, which is part of which is part of the Anglian region, which is where the Danish Vikings invaded predominantly. The Norwegian ones predominantly hit the sort of more northern parts of the British Isles. The Danish sort of come in Anglia, Thames area. So, yeah, you sort of connect, I connected the dots, and it stood to reason that we've been, my line's been here since the 10th century. We've pretty much been involved with most of the parts that's made England, I suppose. But, as I say, John Ball, as we know, is an ancestor, as I found out. He was involved with he was one of the leaders of the Great Peasant Revolt, along with Wat Tyler and Jack Straw, who stood up to Richard II. Was it Richard II? That was it. Over the tax, he wanted to tax the peasants, and that was shortly after the Black Death. There was lost about 50% of ML population, and he wanted to hit them with taxes to fund an army. And John, along with Watt and Jack, and a lot of others in the Kent and Essex area, said no, marched against Parliament, or marched against the monarchy. And then after that, there was where the lineage I trace back to, as I said, about the Isle of Ely. There's a very famous, again, there's another very famous character in our history. That was Oliver Cromwell, who also resided in the Isle of Ely. In fact, you can go and visit his house. It's part of British Heritage, I think, which is something else I'd like to do. For not just historical entertainment, but I believe it's haunted as well. So stay tuned for that one. So it stands to reason. Obviously, we know what Oliver Cromwell did. He was responsible for Charles I losing his head. Being of Isle of Ely, it's more than likely my lineage or heritage would have been involved with that as well. So, yeah, I'd say we've got a history of going against the monarchy from time to time, and it feels like it's manifested myself. I'm not against the monarchy per se. We've had some good kings and queens, but I'm not a great fan of the Windsors. In all honesty, we all know our lovely new King Charles is a Weft puppet. There's a great picture of him getting poked in the chest by Rothschild. So it kind of tells you where he's at, and some of the globalist crap that he's come out with. Now he's king, and if you think William's any better, afraid not. Again, he's another Weft puppet, following his dad's footsteps, unfortunately. Not only that, but William's appointed Jacinda Ardern, who used to be the New Zealand Prime Minister, sorry. And we all know how she treated New Zealand over COVID, all the rest of it. It's just shocking. And William's appointed her. She's now on his payroll. So, as I said, the monarchy can be good and has been a good thing, but not this time. And I suspect the reason why Harry's, I think, is a bit different, but Meghan's his handler. That's another discussion to have. I'm trying to keep away from going deep in here. Obviously, we know about Andrew. Princess Anne I do like. She's a very hard worker, and she keeps herself to herself. But that's where we're at. And I mean, I was be careful what you wish for. I think if you got rid of the monarchy, what would we have? Because we'd become a republic, like we was under Oliver Cromwell. But we'll be looking at a president, and if you look around the world, the presidents for a lot of countries generally aren't a really good thing. That there again, President Macron and Trudeau, and I don't fill you full of joy. So what will we have over here? Tony Blair, he's always fancied it, hasn't he? Christ, could you imagine that? So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Anyway, moving on. I know some of you, are pro-royalist, some are anti. That's just my thoughts. I think on the whole, I like a monarchy. I just don't like who we've got right now. Looking back at history, George III, Elizabeth I, King Canute, which would probably been would have been the monarch, as it were, that we were under. There have been some good ones down the line. There's also been some bad ones. But, where we are. Anyway, on that sort of note, I didn't get a chance to go out recording because the weather's been as it is again. Again, global warming. Yeah, my backside. Well, that's climate change now, isn't it? Not allowed to say that. It's been hard to get out and do any recording this week. I'm going to get out whatever come up may this week and get something done because although I've still got a few weeks' content, and last weekend gave me the opportunity to go through bits that I've been consistently ignoring and sort of bypassing, and last weekend gave me the opportunity to sort it out, and I'm really glad I did, because I'm going to show you a little clip in a moment, which, to me anyway, will prove that Rudy's a real deal. Now, if you cast your mind back to when we went to Great Wakering Stairs, now it was actually me and Rudy's second time visiting that, because the first time we went, the weather, as with Patricia Parsons last week, was atrocious, and I couldn't even salvage the footage from that because where it's so windy, obviously it has an adverse effect on the audio, so I just could not do anything with that. But the bit of footage that's come up this week is Ghost Tube footage. And as I said, there's a clip in there which shows that Rudy's the real deal. You know, and as I've been learning over the last couple of years, it's interesting to know which mediums are good. You know when someone's genuine, and we've been able to prove that with Paige. When we caught the spirit of the little boy, if we go back to the collaboration we did with Paranormal Essex 2 years ago now, going back to that one, Paige was talking to a little boy and we caught him on an SLS camera. This time, Rudy, Zay, if you can cast your mind back to when we went to Wakering Stairs, was talking to a girl called Angel. Now, when I went over the footage from my Ghost Tube clip, I actually picked up her voice. So, and you can hear her sort of interacting with what me and Rudy are asking. As I say, but Rudy knew she was there, he could pick her up. And this little audio, or this little Ghost Tube clip, will show you that we've got physical proof that, you know, Rudy's a proper medium. And hopefully that might help a few people out there who are a bit sceptical about mediums in general. Yes, you do have to be careful. There are a lot of charlatans out there that claim or pretend to be mediums and they're not. And it does make life harder for the genuine ones, you know, like the ones I work with. So, yeah, you're going to see that coming up next. I'll show that now.
Thank you, darling.
Could you put Mum to where you're standing? Just to your left. Yeah, just to your left.
Thank you, darling.
Could you put Mum to where you're standing? Just to your left. Yeah, just to your left.
So I hope you made of. I hope that's helped you. A few skeptics out there, maybe. Yeah, that's it's you know, even though I've been doing this for quite a while now, it's still a delight for me when I do these edits to pick up things like that, because again, it just shows that what we are here is just a physical manifestation. Our spirit, our soul move, you know, is eternal. But sometimes some of us get stuck. And that's where people like me, you know, Stella, Rudy, Paige and so on, you know, we that's where we step in and help them. You know, and it's, I suppose it's a gift from him upstairs to help lost souls. But yeah, you know, I hope that does answer a few questions for people who might think that, you know, mediums are hocus pocus and all that. So, yeah, there we go. What else has been going on? Hopefully my Triumph might be back next week or two. Parts have turned up finally. So once the cam change done, it's a question of MOT and a service. And then the Triumph's back, and then I can really concentrate on the Saab, on the 9.3. I did dig it out earlier on. I changed the old security bolts on the wheels for ones that are supposed to be on there, not this weird bolt thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's a long story. Going to get the front brakes done on that, and then we're going to work from there, see what else it's doing. And also, me myself, I've had a little declutter. As you know, some of you know, I'm in a flat share, so space is at a premium, particularly with all the electrical equipment I've got. And I've had a little declutter, so I can now hopefully start doing some mixing, possibly some music production. I'll see how I get on with that. I did used to do a little bit about 20 odd years ago. I used to muck around with, I think Magix was one, which is still going. Yeah, I used to muck around and you know, make little tracks and stuff. So, yeah, you'll see what I mean. If you go up my Instagram, you'll see there's a little picture up there of my little DJ setup. And yeah, hopefully I can now start recording some mixes, putting them up to Mixcloud or SoundCloud or whatever it is you use these days. The last time I was doing mixes, I used to put them to CD and track cut them and so on. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, as I say, I'm going to leave it there. I've been waffling for 15 minutes now. You probably all bored shitless. Yeah, I said this Thursday will be a Ghost Tube clip of our visit to Wakering Stairs. And yeah, if anything else comes to that, I know I really want to do a live feed again. I'm trying to work out if I'm going to do it on my own or if I'm going to have anyone with me, and so on. So thanks once again, everybody. Love and light to you all. God bless you all. All right. Be good. Bye-bye.